Hey everybody, my name's Bobby. Welcome to Mile High Church. Thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. Our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we want to give you a look at a few things coming up around Mile High Church for you and your family. We honor the autumn equinox today after service at 11:30. Come participate in an equinox ritual of gratitude for all of the blessings in our lives. And bring your beloved pets to our annual animal blessing on October 5th, featuring a pet parade and raffle prizes. Enter your pet to be the Grand Marshal. And did you know that your pet can be a member of Mile High Church? It's true. Your pet can be.
I was in a very hard period of my life. My younger brother had passed away, and I was feeling these crises of, physical disorientation and anxiety. And I had been doing this science of awe, the feeling of encountering things that are vast and mysterious. And we'd been learning that it is about as good for you as anything that you could do. Anything. It is good for your heart, your immune system, your sense of self, your pro-sociality, your belief in being connected to things, your loneliness. And so I wrote the book to give people an idea of how to find more awe in their everyday lives. And that'll really be the point of our gathering together.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or check us out online at milehighchurch.org.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mile High Church. I wanted to just say thank you for the band for being here. Randy, Mike, and Rob, and we have a guest bass player, Kim Bird, today. And we also have a guest artist, Daniel Nahmod. Most of you probably know he's here. Daniel's visiting us from California. He's an incredible singer-songwriter. He is also a woodworker. He is just a great soul. He's going to be greeting everybody after the service out in the lobby. So please say hi. But for now, help me welcome Daniel Nahmod.
Good morning. Nice to be back. It's almost exactly 2 years now since I released what is still my most recent album. And I called the album Real because the album is, as it turned out, you find out as you go, but it turned out that the album is all about real feelings, just being real. And this song is these are the opening notes and opening words of that album. And I was actually a little surprised to discover that I was feeling this, what you're going to hear, because 25 years I've been writing songs for a living, and yet I still have a voice whispering to me that I haven't written my best song yet, haven't done all that I came to do yet. You know what I mean? Like there's a whisper. So this song is about that, and I hope you can relate to it. I suspect some of you will for sure. So here we go, a song about listening and looking. Do you ever feel but try to ignore something real, something more? Well, your secret's safe, but by the way, I feel it too. So this is me, I've got to go. Got no plan, I've just got to know what's calling me, 'cause I believe it's something true, and I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find gonna find it if it's the last thing I ever do. I'm gonna find it. It's just a matter of time, yeah. And when I do, I promise you, it's gonna be real. I've never been the kind of guy to stride the stage, to own the night. I'd rather hide, I'd sooner ride along than drive. But in my dream, how sweet it feels. The red turns green, hands on the wheel. The road is mine. It's finally time to bring on the light, and I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it if it's the last thing I ever do. I'm gonna find it. It's just a matter of time, yeah. And when I do, I promise you, it's gonna be real. Smiling at strangers, passing time. Am I still alive? Or staring down danger in overtime? Which destiny is mine? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. If it's the last thing I ever do, I'm gonna find it. It's just a matter of time, yeah. And when I do, I swear to you, it's gonna be real. Gonna hold it in my hand, gonna taste it on my tongue, gonna show it to the world, gonna tell them what I've done, yeah. Gonna see it with my eyes, gonna carry it in my heart, gonna shout it to the wind, gonna feel it in my heart.
Daniel Nahmod, Mile High Band. So blessed to have Daniel with us this morning. Welcome to Mile High Church, everyone. It's kind of a unique Sunday here, not only because we have Daniel here, but we're also honoring the autumn equinox, and Dr. Patty and Reverend Zamir are going to lead us through a ritual around that in a minute. But I invite us to think about something that we'd like to shed this year, something that you feel called to let go of. Mark Nepo alluded to the idea that the problem that Atlas had is that he believed that if he let the world off his shoulders, it might fall apart. And perhaps there's maybe something that if you could let it go, might just take care of itself. So let's do something magical today. Let's identify that thing we want to let go of, and then commit that by the time we're done here today, whether you're in person or online, it will be forgotten. We'll let it go. In a good way. Forgotten in a good way. So we're so glad you're here. We're going to go right into this ritual now. I invite you to take a deep breath with me as we move into the spirit of the season.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Today in the Northern Hemisphere, we gather together to honor the essence of the autumn equinox, that time when the sun crosses the equator, resulting in nearly equal amounts of daylight and darkness across the planet. The word equinox comes from the Latin words equus, meaning equal, and nox, meaning night, reflecting the balance between day and night during this time.
There are vast spiritual meanings associated with this time of equinox, a time when we can pause to listen more deeply in nature, to hear what the trees have to say, or when we look to the trees as examples of letting go with ease and grace, as a beautiful kaleidoscope of falling leaves float to the ground. The American poet Albert Camus, he wrote, "Autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower." This time carries the essence and the symbolism of balance between light and dark, of transition from the longer hours of light as we prepare to enter into the inner stillness, rest, renewal in the depth of the darkness in the winter months, and also harvest, gratitude, inner balance, a time to release that which is ready to be let go.
So together this morning, we're going to take a moment to harvest that which we are grateful for this year, the metaphysical harvests of our lives. And in just a moment, we're going to have a affirmation that appears on the screen. You'll see it there. And I'm going to chime this smoky quartz bowl, which resonates with the heart chakra. And with each chime, we're going to speak this affirmation together. I am grateful for all that fills my heart. I am grateful for, and when we get to that, you speak what you are grateful for into the room. And we're going to do this 3 times together. So take a moment right now, and if you feel called, you can place a hand on your heart and begin to breathe, focusing your breath right in the center of your heart, connecting with the essence of gratitude. I am grateful for all that fills my heart. I am grateful for the rain. I am grateful for all that fills my heart. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for all that fills my heart. I am grateful for. And now we will close with prayer.
So in this precious, precious moment of an openness of heart, I speak these healing words. These words that open doors to the recognition that all there is God. That spiritual presence that is always and always present. It's in the stars, the moon, the sun. It's in this powerful day of balance and harmony. But every day is a day of balance for us, and every day is a day of being open to harmony itself. So I give thanks for that awareness of that spiritual presence, and knowing that it is your life. It is my life. It is the life of this beautiful, beautiful spiritual center known as Mile High. High in that light, high in that love, church. So I give thanks with incredible gratitude, for gratitude is an elixir that keeps us open to the grace at hand, the clarity at hand and heart. So I give thanks for each one of you, and I give thanks for all beings everywhere, all people who have gathered to pray or to sing or to dance. I give thanks, for we are all one in that light of spirit. So let us move now into this beautiful, beautiful service, this powerful day, with a sense of thanksgiving. I give thanks for each one of you. I give thanks for life itself. And I give thanks for that greater life. I give thanks for the stars. And I declare this into being, and so it is. Amen.
When my hands were empty, when my hope was gone, I couldn't help but wonder, what had I done wrong? But even though my heart was broken, there was no need to despair, 'cause a vessel must be open to put something better there. Oh yeah. Into my for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty hand. So forgive me when I doubted admit sometimes I do, or consider giving up, 'cause I cannot see the truth. I know I'll never go without your deep and abiding love. Oh, love. Into my empty hands, gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. And I cannot help but cry to think of the gifts you've given me. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. So thank you for thank you for thank you for my empty hand. I am a recovering child of two lawyers. And as such, I was most definitely not raised, well, to write songs to begin with, but to write a song like that or a song like this. You know, you'll hear Reverend Josh talk about listening. And I'm hard to stop talking once I get going. Don't ask my wife, she'll just agree. Or as my uncle once said, why tell a story in 2 sentences when you can tell it in 5? And he is very much an inspiration for me. But I do find that when I get a little quieter, and when I loosen my hands off the steering wheel a little bit, surrender a bit of the illusion of, or feeling of, whatever you want to call it, control, I do find that the next thing I do turns out to be the right thing, if I allow it rather than force it. And I sometimes say, I told the first server, this next song is definitely in the category of songs that are smarter than me. I write them and then I think, I should probably live by that one. I'm not gonna, but I probably should. And so here is a song from an album called Cornerstone that came to mind for today. I have never wanted time to go so slow as when I'm watching my little boy grow. When he took his first small steps and toddled by, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. But when it's time, we're all gonna learn to walk. When it's time, he's gonna learn how to talk back. When it's time, there's no stopping that clock. When it's time. I have never wanted time to go so fast, paying dues like I'd be paying to the last, singing songs for friendly strangers in a tiny town. May not be the best way to be found, but when it's time, I'll write the song I'm born to write. When it's time, I'll step out into those lights. When it's time, yeah, the music will be mine. When it's time. And who can say where or when our story will end or begin again? We can try to hold back the tide, but everything comes and goes, and nobody really knows. I have never wanted time to stand so still. Thought we could live forever just by force of will. But the day will come, we'll have to say goodbye, and we will never know the reason why. But when it's time, we have just so many years. When it's time, just so much laughter and tears. When it's time, we go back to where we're from. When it's time.
Daniel Nahmod, everybody. Daniel, you're come this way a little bit, buddy. You're not only. See, it's my turn to talk. It's part of the sermon. Daniel is not only, to me, the premier songwriter in New Thought or just spiritual living in general. He's just one of the best songwriters in the world. He's written so many wonderful songs. He's going to be back here at 5 p.m. in our community center since it's a little cold, playing them for a little bit over an hour. And it's just a great gift to have you here, and give yourself the gift of coming to that concert a little later tonight and taking some of his music home with you too. You're a great friend too, and I appreciate you greatly. Thank you, Zamira and Patty. And the Equinox is part of our spiritual practice here, and they're doing a workshop at 11:30ish over in the Vote today. If you want to continue to ground yourself with your own nature and nature all around you as well. There's a great minister who serves as an unsuspecting model for ministry to me. His name is Frederick Buechner. He died in 2022. And he was primarily a writer, a novelist, but he could give a hell of a sermon as well. And What I liked about him is he had a humble kind of authority, the kind of spiritual authority that only comes through deep humility. And he demonstrated as well not so much a vulnerability as a woundedness. He had a woundedness about him, most especially due to his father committing suicide when he was a child, and especially in his adult life, a daughter who almost died of anorexia. And Buechner somewhat famously once shared an encapsulation of his entire ministry. He said, if I have to put it in a few words, it would go like this: listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery that it is. In the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and the gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it, because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. It's a Tuesday morning, and I wake up feeling good. The night before, on Monday, I'd actually thought, Josh, this is the most peaceful you felt in a long time. And then I get a text message. It's from my sister. Dad is in the ICU. He has a case of sepsis, but he's on an IV. He's conscious. He's okay. Life was speaking to me in that moment, and all I wanted to hear was, he's okay. So I grabbed that, held on to it, and went to work, because that's what I do. And at about 3 p.m., the phone rang. Dad has gone into cardiac arrest. He was actually flatlined for 12 minutes, and they were able to bring him back. But now he's incubated. He's on life support. I think most of us would agree that life speaks to us all the time. The question I have to ask myself is, why do I so infrequently listen? Life is talking to me all the time. Why don't I listen more intently? Is it because I like to live in an illusion that I'm right? A kind of tunnel vision? Is it a defense? Because if I truly listened, I might have to change, or I could just break down. I take this news about Dad, I work for another hour, do some errands, get some dinner, sit down with my wife and daughter and eat, and finally I've heard something. Because I get up, I pack a bag, and I'm going to make the 14-hour drive overnight to California, to the hospital to see Dad. I've got my iPhone with me, and I know I'm going to be able to play songs from A to Z. Dad gave me a gift. It's a hard drive with his whole music collection on it, so I always put a few of those songs on there. And I'm on G. It's really late at night, and I'm on my way out of the Rocky Mountains. And there's a song that comes on in G. It's a song that John Lennon recorded just before his death. It's a song called Grow Old With Me.
Grow old along with me. The best is yet to be. When our time has come, we will be as one. God bless our love. God bless our love. Grow old along with me. 2 branches of one tree face the setting sun. when the day is done. God bless our love. God bless our love. Spending our lives together, man and wife together, world without end, world without end.
Dad is going to die. If not today or tomorrow, then sometime. Mom's going to have to go too. I'm going to die as well. So is everyone I know. But perhaps the dumbest sentence in the human language is "till death do us part." Love is all that remains. In the end, it's all that really exists. What is all this living and dying and partnering about other than to give birth to a love that is eternal? God bless our love. God bless our love. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery it is. In the pain and the boredom, as much as in the gladness and excitement. Touch, smell, taste your way to the holy and hidden heart of it. Because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. It's a couple hours later, and I'm in Utah. And it's so dark that all I can see is the light from the headlights. And I pass the little sign warning about drowsy drivers, and it resonates. It speaks just to me. And I catch out of the corner of my eye a little bunny rabbit. Don't do it. Don't do it. What do? Do I stop? Do I turn around? Life is so cruel. Things can go wrong just like that. Life is speaking to us all of the time. Let's listen to it right now, shall we? Is there a moment in your morning, just today, that spoke to you? An image, a song, a breakfast, a conversation. Life is talking to us all of the time if we'll listen. And we're often being competed for with all the voices going on in our head. And yet we know there is one that is true, that brings us closer to who we are and to what our lives are all about. If we were to ask Frederick Buechner how to best listen to our lives, he'd begin by saying, listen to the mediocre things. Listen to the seemingly mundane. He shares using God instead of life, which for us in our faith are interchangeable. He shares there's no chance thing through which God cannot speak. Even the walk from the house to the garage that you've walked 10,000 times before. Even the moments when you cannot believe there's a God who speaks at all anywhere. He speaks, I believe, and the words he speaks are incarnate in the flesh and blood of ourselves and of our own footsore and sacred journeys. Listen to your breakfast cereal. Listen to the sky when you look up at it when you're stuck at a red light. The next time you pick up your phone, use it as a reminder to put it down. Listen. There's so much depth, warmth, brilliance available to us if we can get over ourselves and those voices that distract us from the now, and it will bring us more deeply into who we are. An important thing to understand about the language of life is that it's very much show, not tell. You may get some words thrown at you, but for the most part, you're going to get vignettes of experience. that are well springs of meaning that we can draw upon forever. And sometimes it's wisest to just listen to them for a while. Henry James, the great novelist, gave some advice to writers. He said, "Let nothing be lost on you." I would give that same counsel for all of us seeking to live whole lives. Let nothing be lost on you. My wife and daughter and I, we go out to dinner. El Tapatio. We can talk about El Tapatio after service if you want. And the hostess puts a kid's menu on one side of the table and 2 adult menus on one side. And I asked my daughter where she wants to sit. And she says she wants to sit next to her daddy. And she does for a little while, and then she wants to sit next to mommy. And she does, but mommy says, sometimes children shouldn't always be able to choose where they sit. And I can tell she's a little upset. Listen to your wife. See her for the fathomless mystery that she is. And we get home, and I inquire further. When I had come home earlier that evening, I hadn't even looked at my wife. I'd gone straight to my daughter to give her a hug. You never put me first. It's always the church. It's always the random person that calls, or kids, whatever it is. We're married. I'm your wife. You never put me first. Listening is the foundation of healing. And when we're called out in life, it's sometimes better not to defend ourselves, but to listen. Not to try to explain our good intentions, but to listen. Not to argue, but to listen. And in listening, magically, somehow, we don't even have to do another thing. The healing can begin. See, there's no such thing as a bad listener. No such thing as a bad listener. There are only people who choose to listen to the wrong, non-relevant items. But when we're willing to listen to our lives, even when it's hard, even when it punches us in the gut, it has so much valuable information for us. The most important lesson in all of my ministry I learned in February of 2011. I was at the Seal Beach Center for Spiritual Living, and we had a matriarch of the church, many of them, but this particular woman, her name is Frida Wright. She's a wonderful practitioner there, and we were having our annual meeting where we select new members for our board of trustees, and she had someone she wanted to nominate to be on the board, and didn't realize that about 2 years before, the board had rewritten the bylaws so that you had to go through a selection committee. You couldn't make a nomination from the floor, and she was furious. And so the meeting ends, and we sit down, and she bawled me out for about an hour. There was yelling involved. There were tears involved, all based on genuine distrust for ministers that she had experienced several times over. The conversation ended, and Frida left, and I worried all that week, wondering what my next ministry was going to be. And the question is, how do I fix this? What can I do? How can I make this better? Wondering how to problem solve when a card came that Thursday afternoon. It was from Frida. And I opened the card, and it only said 3 words. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Frida and I never had another conflict again. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery it is. In the boredom and pain of it, no less than in the excitement and gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it, because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. Your life may never tell you the whole truth, but it will never lie to you. Any moment, any scenario carries our wholeness in it if we can decipher and listen and embody what it teaches us. For to listen to life is to learn to find your own voice, is to learn to find the courage and the vulnerability to speak that voice, is to become that which you really are. To learn to listen to life is to learn to find your own voice, is to learn to cultivate the courage and the vulnerability to share that voice, is to become who you are. That's how important that listening is. Another piece of advice that Buechner gives to us: pay attention to your moments of unexpected tears. Pay attention to those moments of unexpected tears. You remember your last moment of unexpected tears? I was watching Coco with Nancy Drew in the Disney movie. It could be a moment of quiet before you go to bed, or even when you wake up in the morning. A song that came on the radio. Sometime looking up at the sky when you're waiting at that red light. But there's something about those moments of unexpected tears that grab us. They call us to listen. Something important is taking place. Buechner shares, have you ever wept at anything during the past year? Has your heart beat faster at the sight of a young beauty? Have you thought seriously about the fact that someday you're going to die? More often than not, do you really listen when people are speaking to you instead of just waiting for your turn to speak? Is there anybody you know in whose place, if one you had to suffer great pain, you would volunteer yourself? If your answer to all or most of these questions is no, the chances are that you're dead. My dad had been on life support for a little over 2 weeks, and I had a ticket to fly out to see him on Monday, but on this particular Friday evening, I get to be on a balcony in beautiful Vail, just a couple hours from where my dad spent his favorite times of his young life in Buena Vista, Colorado. And I'm hoping to say goodbye to Dad again, or hello. He's got a respirator, and there's that hope when they pull it that he still might be able to breathe on his own and find his way to recovery. But the time has come that day where the doctors want to remove the breathing tube and give him a tracheotomy where they put the hole in the throat and put the feeding tube, and he wouldn't have wanted that. So I didn't want him to have to wait for me, and so they pulled the respirator, and Dad was gone in 3 minutes. His body was just not going to contain his spirit any longer. And I did all I could do in that moment just to listen. To listen to the flow of the creek, to listen to the darkness of space around me, to listen to the shining of the stars, to listen to the sobbing that turns on and off without any self-control. Just to listen. And sometimes life asks us questions. And the question I was faced with that is where's your dad now? What's going on with his spirit or his soul? And I can't tell you what I think in this moment, but in that moment, it was clear to me that there was no life after death in the sense of for me, his soul, going on into greater dimensions of being. This was just for in that moment. Because I could hear my dad in nature. I could hear him in that flow of the river. I could hear him in that shining of the stars. I could hear him in the black pits of space that surrounded me in those moments. I could hear him in the sobbing of the tears. My dad was a beautiful character, no principle of nature. And he had returned into that aspect of nature. And I got the insight in that moment that nature is filled with sacred memory. That it feels primordial because perhaps it remembers us. The river remembers who stepped into it. The star remembers who's looked up at it. The night sky embraces all in their emptiness and in their longings. And there I found a sense of connection with my father, a wish for him that he could live in sacred memory, the recognition that in this human lifetime, memories are passing and fading, and yet on the soul's time, they're eternal. They last forever, with layers and layers of meaning we can experience and learn from again and again. And so I wish my father the experience of a moment of joy with his mother, the experience of delight in holding one of his own children, the depth of a moment stuck at a red light, looking up at the sky. Emerson said of those that we lose in our lives that they become guides, principles, guiding stars for us to follow. He shares the death of a dear friend, wife, brother, lover, which seemed nothing but privation, somewhat later assumes the aspect of a guide or a genius, for it commonly operates revolutions in our way of life, terminates an epoch of infancy or of youth which is waiting to be closed, breaks up a wanted occupation or a household or style of living, and allows the formation of a new one, more friendly to the growth of character. Let us, as we move into prayer, do what is best, which is to listen. As I acknowledge our practitioner prayer partners who are available for prayer to join me, let us indeed listen to our lives. See them for the fathomless mysteries that they are, in the pain and the boredom no less than in the excitement and gladness. Taste, smell, see our way into the holy and hidden heart of it, because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace. Divine Spirit, I listen for your good in my life. Even in moments that don't feel so good, I know your greatness, your grandness, your goodness is right there. God, I listen for your peace in my life. In moments of gladness or moments of chaos, I still feel your stillness. God, I listen for your silence in my life, whether in a moment of quiet or in the loud and overwhelming. I know the thread of your stillness is there. And God, I listen for your love in my life. I hear it in my relationships, in my memories, in my everyday interactions, and in my solitude. God bless our love. God bless our love. And so it is.
Spending our lives together, man and wife together, world without end, world without end. Grow old along with me, whatever fate decrees, we will see it through, for our love is true. God bless our love. God bless our love. Want to sing that with me? God bless our love. God bless our love. One more time. God bless our love. God bless our love.
Great songwriter, and he can sing a Beatles or a John Lennon song for you at will. So grateful for Daniel Nahmod. As we move into this time of offering, I want to acknowledge all of our Mile High volunteers, be it in our youth church or as an usher and a greeter, our safety team, our practitioners, all of you. Would you raise your hand if you volunteer time to service here at Mile High Church. We're so grateful for you. So very grateful. And we're having a volunteer fair today. I think it's in the community center. And what I would say is if you feel that you're missing a layer of meaning in your life, it's probably service. It's probably service. And when we find and add that layer of being of service to our lives, it adds that dimension that helps us feel whole, that helps us feel like we're taking care of ourselves, but also with the right amount of humility and selflessness as well. And so I invite you to be of service some way at Mile High Church or somewhere, anywhere, and add that extra layer of meaning. Thank you to Jackie Harris, Ken Nakamura, and all of our volunteer support. We're so grateful for you. With that, thank you for financially supporting Mile High Church. Your gifts help us to sustain ourselves, to uplift ourselves, to inspire others, and to thrive. And know that as you give, you help inspire a greater sense of abundance and experience of prosperity for everyone here, whether you're here in the sanctuary or you're watching online. Thank you so very much. So with that, let's take our gifts and bless them. We have an affirmation we like to say together. It goes like this: divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
All right, one more song for me today. Unless you're coming this afternoon, I hope you'll consider it 5 o'clock here on campus and safely indoors. I have a table outside which very briefly simply has woodworking of mine, music, CDs, and a USB drive, a flash drive with 14 albums on it. If you don't know what a USB drive is, you don't want it. Don't ask me. But if you do know what it is, and you feel like hearing a lot of music, 25 years worth of music, ask me about that. And then I have my wife's silver jewelry. She's a very talented, self-taught artist. Oh, and I'm leading a tour to Peru next May, if you're interested in that. So that's it about that. So I have this one song is completely different, very different than anything I've done before. And Josh, if you don't like this one, blame Josh, because he said, I think you should do this song. And I said, I don't want to do that. No, I didn't say I don't want to do that song. But this song was the product of, I joke that I'm a recovering, child of 2 lawyers. But the truth is that not only was I not raised to write songs, but there's been an aspect, and maybe you'll relate to this, there's been an aspect of this thing that I love to do more than anything really, that I don't even understand. It's not a conscious thing. I told the first service, I write my share of codependent love songs and cranky songs, but it's not the thing that I'm most moved to do. The thing I'm most moved to do, some of you know my song like One Power or Last Song. That is what I'm most moved to do. And it's taken years and years of wondering, what exactly am I trying to do? In some sense, even in whose honor am I trying to do it? Like, why am I doing what I do, the way I do it? That's all. And this song was really an important thing for me to write. I said earlier, you learn, you write it, and then you find out. Well, this song was the process, for Danny anyway, of learning what it is I'm really trying to do. And among other things, I'm attempting to make the world, this isn't to sound noble, because it's really not a profitable enterprise, and my wife wishes I would diversify, but I'm really attempting with a song, honestly, sincerely, and I'm probably a pretty corny person, who am I kidding, but I really am actually attempting to make the world just a hair, just a little bit sweeter, more peaceful, more friendly, more connected, just a little with a song. No illusion that I'm going to end hunger or bring peace on earth, but just for a few minutes at a time. That's really what I've been trying to do all these years. And my grandparents were Holocaust survivors and barely surviving the Holocaust. And inside really only not really surviving in a way, if you know what I mean. And so all these years later, their grandson, who used to play little piano recitals for them in their living room, sings songs that are intended to do what I just said. And it's taken me 25 years to come to a clarity about what I do, in whose honor I do it, and who taught me to do it musically. This song covers a lot of ground, and you'll hear, if you haven't heard this song before, warm up your ears, shake off the cobwebs, and I hope you enjoy this little piece of music before I go. And I hope to see you this afternoon at 5 o'clock, and thank you very much for having me. Last thing to say, it is sincerely for real. It's not a platitude. It's not just to be a gracious guest. This band is outstanding. Yeah. For real. Not just great musicians, but friendly, nice, welcoming, cooperative, helpful people. Just nice, just good people all around. It's really, so here we go. All right. I could sing about mistakes I've made, broken hearts and broken wings. I could sing about my aches and pains and the one that got away. But it seems to me the world has its hurts to spare. Shadows are everywhere. I decided I've cried enough. There's plenty of songs about tough luck. I'm gonna sing about love. Gonna sing about love. And lift somebody up instead of talking about tough luck. I can't deny I still dream about the glory, the Grammy, the gold. I cannot lie. I still wish sometimes my eyes and my heart would close. But it seems to me that my family escaped the war, and they never sang anymore. They lost everything they had. And if a song is all I can give back, I'm gonna sing about love. Gonna sing about love and lift somebody up. Gonna sing about love instead of talking about tough luck. Whoa, no more tough luck. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Gonna take my cue from a few folks I look up to. I'm gonna sing about love. Stevie Wonder sings in the key of life. Bobby McFerrin says be happy, it'll be alright. Marvin Gaye showed the way what's going on. It's a wonderful world thanks to Louis Armstrong. Soul Asylum saved those runaway kids. John Lennon just imagining the whole world did. John Denver took a sky with Tina Turner to the sea. Stevie Wonder to a higher love. John Legend and Comet of Freedom. Pete Seeger's gonna overcome. Bob Marley just smiled at the rising sun. Eminem losing himself before the moment's gone. Miss Jackson knows the knowledge is what we want. Gloria Gaynor maintained that we're gonna survive. Tim McGraw wants us to live like we are dying. Aretha got R-E-S-P-E-C-T. But they're from a distance, the whole world we see. Tom Petty, Free Falls, Leanne, Hope, Jan, Josh Grover, raises up. If we're hurting, R.E.M. understands. Irving B. bless the USA. Van Morrison ushered in a brand new day. Whitney sang about the greatest love of all. Johnny Nash can see clearly now the rain won't fall. Pink knows we're beautiful, Christina does too. Rihanna sees her shining like a diamond. We keep walking like the Foo Fighters. Fight the power, Public Enemy said. Miley is a climber, Andy Grammer keeps
keeps his head up. Bill Withers, we can lean on him. Natasha's unwritten, Taylor Swift shakes it off again. Lady Gaga was born this way. Jason Mraz, truly glad to be our friend today. The Black Eyed Peas wonder where is the love. Desiree gotta be. Journey never stop believing in us. Simon over troubled water made a bridge. Elton John lit a candle for Diana, he did. It's the same love. Macklemore was moved to pray. Izzy made a rainbow with an ukulele. James Brown loud proud. Bruce Hornsby let it out the way it is. Queen made us into champions. You too, Dr. King and the power of one. Sam Cooke made you look, change is gonna come. Peter Gabriel ain't giving up on us just yet. We are the world, save lives, no star they couldn't get. Irene Cara, what a feeling alive. Pharrell made us happy. Katy Perry lit a firework in the sky. Carole King, we got a friend. Switchfoot dared us all to move again. Paul McCartney's words of wisdom were to let it be. And the weight of the world was taken off by Alla Black and Avicii. So what do I do? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sing about love. I'm gonna sing about love and lift somebody up instead of talking about tough love. I'm gonna sing about love. Thank you.
Remember, 5 o'clock tonight, Community Center. More fun. And thank you, band. Thank you, everyone. And let's hear it for Josh. That was such a sincere, beautiful message. Thank you, Josh. And in just probably 25 minutes, we're having our workshop over in the vote about the fall equinox. So if you'd like to come, that'd be great. And I think I said your part.
You said it. You said it.
All right, I said it.
Tell us about the pet parade.
Oh, the pet parade. How could I forget that? Woohoo, it's so fun. It's a hoot. And it's a pet blessing that's very sincere. We also have a memorial on that day, October 5th. And the fun part is the pet parade. So today out on the patio, they're taking names of your animals. Fill out a slip, because next week after the service, there will be a drawing, no drum meets, but a drawing for the Grand Marshal for the parade. There'll be 2 Grand Marshals. And it's so fun. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Patty. Come to the volunteer fair today as well. If you'd like, stand. Let's say a benediction together before we sing our peace song. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, my body, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.
you.